Welcome, everyone, to NBA basketball on 2K Sports. Joined by Grant Hill and Tim Legler, this is Brian Anderson, and we'll have Ali LaForce reporting for us. It's February. Let's see how things are shaping up in the East. Taking a look at Atlanta, when it comes to playoff seedings, they're in a dubious position right now, 9th place in the conference. And, of course, the Wizards, they need to work much harder to climb out of the bottom of the conference.
Checking out Atlanta, it's really been an intriguing year for them. I mean, they work hard, they play gritty, but they're just so inconsistent.
Well, inconsistency is the word. Sometimes they'll lose a game they probably should have won, and they show you how hard it is to sustain success in this league.
So a look at our starters for the Wizards. Johnson is out there with Carlton Carrington. Then there's Bilal Coulibaly. Then there's George. And it's Vukcevic in at the 5, roaming the paint. And for the Hawks, Risache at the 3, Johnson at the 4. Nickeil Alexander-Walker out there with Dyson Daniels. And it's Okongwu in at the 5. Oh, and Johnson slams it in.
And Johnson giving these fans a show.
It's George on the wing. Most of the season behind us, Grant. Talk about the mindset for teams right now.
Well, if people tell you the standings don't affect the mindset, BA, they're lying. Everyone is asking themselves how they can improve or maintain position. You just don't want to backslide now.
Now here's Alexander Walker. Against Brooklyn, he was really on his game. Picked up by Okongwu. A good look from Johnson. The wide open shot is on the money.
Yeah, really nice use of that pick there by Johnson. He is so smooth in that action.
Pass to George. No good there. Johnson with the defensive effort. And so it's Johnson with it. He brings it up for Atlanta. They went to Washington for their last meeting with the Wizards, came out with a victory.
And they came away with the win because everyone contributed. The starters, the bench, they all played as a unit.
And it means they will go deep into their bench again. It worked in the last matchup. Might as well spread more minutes around.
Pass to George. Coulibaly on the wing. Outside Carrington. Washington moving the ball around. They set the screen. Shot clock at 6. Johnson. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. Nickeil Alexander-Walker picks one up. Well, Grant, when it comes to exciting young guards who can really fill it up, Trey Johnson's name has to come to mind.
Yeah, no question about it, BA. This kid can score in a variety of ways, and his confidence is what makes him so dangerous in this department.
And he can't get the first one. And he sinks the second. And a youth movement for this Hawks roster. What went into that, Tim?
Well, first, they climbed 10 spots to get the #1 pick, which led to Zachary Risache. Then the trade of DeJounte Murray, which got them Dyson Daniels, who's 7 years younger. And, of course, you've got Jalen Johnson, who's breaking out. So they've got some young talent that is on the rise.
Now here's Johnson. In his last outing, he had 11 points. Washington needs to get off a shot. And it's Coulibaly missing. Atlanta leading by 3. Daniels passes to Johnson. The rebound by the Wizards.
Wow, you got to commend the defensive effort right there. It really made a difference.
It's stolen. On the break. Okongwu inside. Working on George. And Atlanta misses again.
And he almost made them regret defending him so loosely.
And he comes up with a bucket.
The defensive effort was lacking a bit, but hey, give him credit for finding a weakness there.
Well, with that kind of success, I imagine they'll continue to be aggressive inside.
Now here's Risache. No points so far. Here's Alexander Walker. Okongwu, high post. He hits it just before the shot clock expires.
This is why they will go to him often. He's going to take and make shots.
Now Johnson making a mark on the offensive end, scoring around 13 a game. Over Daniels. And no good. Trying to get that one to fall. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one. Atlanta on top. They lead by 3. And we'll be back in just a minute with the start of the second quarter. And if you're just joining us, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. All right, guys, what do you think about the Hawks here in this one?
Well, you have to credit their effort on the defensive end. It set the tone for this contest.
They've been active, they've been disruptive, but now the question is, can they maintain this level of intensity?
So on the floor for the Wizards, they've got Hardy, and it's Cooper in at the 1. And he starts out with a miss in this one.
Wait, it didn't go that time, but that's a shot he should feel confident in taking.
Out to the right wing. Fires the 3. Gay's shot is good. Gay's gotten himself on the board with a 3 there.
And they found a nice flow offensively here in the second period.
McCollum outside. The 3 is up. That won't go. Misses his first shot of the game. And the last few seasons, Legs, C.J. McCollum playing mainly point guard, but for his career, mostly at the 2.
Yeah, listen, he can play either, certainly can be a lead guard when he needs to be, but shooting and scoring off the dribble is really his bread and butter, and he can get to it from any angle, any platform, in any situation.
Great player regardless.
Absolutely.
All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Thanks. The Wizards are letting their young guys learn on the fly. Guard Bub Carrington said the whole organization communicates to us often. We drafted you guys for a reason, they say. Don't be scared to make a mistake. Play your game. Use the things that got you here and see if it sticks. Brian?
Learning on the job. All right, Allie, thanks a lot. And he got the whistle on the way up, so he'll be headed to the line for a pair. Timmy, look at some of the elite defenses over the years. What sets a great defense apart from the rest?
Well, 3 main things: personnel, scheme, and effort. But also BA, switchability in the modern game is a huge part, as well as communication.
We think about defense as one-on-one, mano-a-mano. It's so much more than that, though.
It's 5 guys on a string.
Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. Okongwu's checked in for Landale. Jalen Johnson comes in for Gay. Risache, he's checked in for Kispert. And Daniels is subbed in for Hield. And Tim, you played your longest stretch with this Washington franchise. How hungry are these fans for sustained success?
Yeah, there's been some lean years, and unfortunately only one banner. Going back to 1978, they are committed to a rebuild in hopes of better times ahead. Yeah, even with all that contact, Johnson makes scoring look effortless.
And in the first year of a 5-year, $150 million extension, Jalen Johnson, a key player for his team moving forward, Legs.
And he's coming off that shoulder surgery, an injury which ended his season prematurely. And he's a lefty, so hopefully that won't be an issue going forward.
Let's not forget he's Milwaukee tough, too. Outside Coulibaly. Back to Carrington. 1:36 left in the first half of this one. They set a pick. Here's Johnson. The Wizards with another miss.
Yeah, he's got to be mad at himself for missing that one, especially considering the defense didn't really affect him.
Outside Risache. To the inside. Oh, George with a steal. Right side, Coulibaly. Now here's George, covered by Alexander Walker. 6 to shoot. Here's Johnson. Good D by Okongwu. Atlanta leading by 8. Oh, the dunk by Okongwu.
And that was was just moving the ball quickly, and he's rewarded at the end with a high percentage look.
And they are showing you why it's so important to get off the floor before the defense can set themselves.
And so it's Washington with it, following the score by Atlanta. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Back to Daniels. There's the screen by Johnson. Daniels misses. The Wizards trail by 10.
Yeah, just hold for the last shot. Don't give them another possession at all.
Clock management is everything right here. Time and score are paramount.
Oh, deflected. And so it's Atlanta earning this break in the action, up 10. Their defensive efforts have paid off, effectively shutting down the opposing offense. Well, now a minute to check in with Allie LaForce. She's courtside. Hey, Allie.
I'm here with Coach Quinn Snyder, and Coach, you're getting stops in the first half. What do you attribute to that?
Well, we're playing hard, scrambling, picking up our effort, trying to be precise and disciplined and talk. We're not resting on our laurels at any point.
Hopefully you can remain active on the defensive end in the second half. Thanks, Coach.
Okay, Allie, appreciate it. And folks, we'll be back after halftime to begin the third quarter.
Good to see you and welcome. A lopsided game through 2 quarters and a big deficit for the Washington Wizards.
Their shooting has been bad. I don't understand some of their shot selections, Ernie.
Well, maybe that's the plan, Kenny. They're trying to confuse folks.
Okay, now we've got some time to take a look at the Eastern Conference standings as the postseason comes into view.
You know, right now, for the Wizards, they're not going to make the playoffs. We knew that. But they did show glimpses of what they could eventually be. Unfortunately, all of that will have to wait till next year.
Glad you could join us. Ryan Anderson and crew are ready to take it away for the start of the third quarter.
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast thus far. We're halfway through the game. One guy who's been getting it done is Jalen Johnson.
I like how they control the tempo and play to his strengths.
There is nothing better than watching scorers get their points within the flow of the offense.
Daniels and Risache out on the perimeter. Johnson and Okongwu, the duo inside. And it's Alexander Walker in the point guard. That's the 5 to begin the second half for Quinn Snyder.
Wow, through that contact, that is a really nice play by Johnson.
This is his second trip to the line in the game. Wizards trail by 13. Quickly becoming one of the most feared defenders in the game, Tim. Dyson Daniels.
Well, the numbers speak for themselves, Brian. Daniels is always engaged. Every second he's on the court, and he's right there lurking for a deflection or a steal. Well, those are the ones you're happy to get every trip down the floor if you can.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Thank you, guys. Jalen Johnson, great in the two-man game, and he talked about how he operates off the pocket pass. He said, quote, "It's simple. You got to read before the catch. Point 5, quick decisions. Just how quarterbacks have progressions with receivers, I have progressions in the pocket, and I read those." Guys?
Okay, Allie, thanks a lot. George outside. And there's a pick. 4-3. Okongwu with the rebound. Okongwu's got his 5th rebound in this one.
And you have to think that they're leading this game because of how they've controlled the boards tonight. They're not messing around. 5 of their last 6 buckets have come from the interior.
Legs, when you're watching a young team play, what are the things you're looking for?
Well, look, a lot of teams have young players who are focused on making a name for themselves, but I like to see unselfishness. Those guys who can play with a team-first winning mindset, those are the guys that you keep long-term.
Play D, do the dirty work, stay in the rotation.
About sums it up.
Now here's George. He's got 5. Clock is at 3. And that one's good. Coulibaly.
Very difficult to stop team play when the ball's moving. Excellent find with the pass to create that scoring opportunity.
Here's Johnson. 9-point game. Good ball movement here by Atlanta. Pass to Risacher. Daniels the screen on Coulibaly. And Daniels gets it to go on the assist from Risacher. Risacher's got his 3rd assist of the night. 2 minutes into the second half of play now. Well, Tim, despite their youth, the Hawks have been able to remain pretty competitive.
Well, when you look at this lineup, you see a lot of length and versatility, and that's where this league is headed. So they are creating a roster for positionless basketball.
Now here's Johnson. Good D by Daniels. Johnson with a bucket. Johnson's got 14 points for the game.
They're finding ways to get the ball into the paint. 5 consecutive buckets.
Minute 32 left in the 3rd. And so now a timeout called by Brian Keefe. I think right now he might be looking at some adjustments.
Oh my, their coach does not look happy, and I can guess why. Their interior defense has been struggling.
Yeah, physically they are being overwhelmed in the paint right now. That can be hard to fix because it's a personnel issue.
Kispert's checked in for Johnson. Champagnie, he's checked in for Washington. Now here's Carrington, covered by Alexander Walker. Johnson against Daniels. The teardrop. Another shot. And the layup is good by Johnson.
Have to take care of the defensive boards better than that.
Well, you see this all too often. The effort has to be there first.
Now here's Okongwu, a valuable part of their offense, averaging a little more than 16 a game. Outside, Alexander Walker. Picked up by Okongwu. And he lobs it up. Oh, the dunk by Okongwu.
Woo! I just love that alley-oop slam, B.A.
Defense disorganized, defense pays. 3rd quarter of basketball here. A little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Back to Carrington, to the left wing. Down low. Here's Vukcevic, guarded by Okongwu. Clock at 6. Here's Champagnie. And the layup is good off the glass. Champagnie's got his first 2 points of the night.
It's interesting. They definitely had more 3-point attempts in the first half. Not sure why they went away from it.
Outside Risacher. Over Coulibaly. Oh, he got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And as we end the 3rd quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Atlanta on top. They're up by 11. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the 4th quarter gets underway. Quinn Snyder with some words for his players.
Let's just keep playing with the same intensity, okay? On misses, you guys really run in space. Anyone can bring it.
Trying to maintain that edge right now. Coach Snyder encouraging his guys.
Solid advice from Coach Snyder, wanting his squad to remain engaged.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. 4th quarter on the court for the Wizards. They've got Keyshawn George, and it's Riley in at shooting guard. Champagnie, the pass to Hardy. George, a screen on McCollum. To 3, Hardy. Rebounded by Johnson. Johnson's got 4 rebounds now.
They really have a commanding lead, not just in points, but in rebounds as well.
Well, the defense should consider themselves lucky there because he's not usually one to miss those kinds of looks.
Hardy, pass to Gill. Now George. Not that time.
And even even though he couldn't send the shot back at him, he certainly altered it.
And sometimes that's all you need to do to force that miss.
Book it!
Man, that's now 10 straight points in the paint. I'm not sure what's happened to their defense, man.
And we've got a timeout from Brian Keefe. He clearly wants to talk it over and make sure everyone is focused. And the Hawks will go for a different look here. Okongwu's checked in for Landale. Risa Shea comes in for Kispert. Dyson Daniels, he's checked in for Heel. And it's Alexander Walker in for McCollum. And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Hey guys, while Brian Keefe was just reviewing the plan with his team, he encouraged his guys to not hold back, saying, we can do this, but it's on us. We've got to go out there and be aggressive. So that's the plan coming out of the huddle. Back to you.
All right, Allie, thanks once again. Johnson, quick two, all net.
Yeah, everything right now is clicking for Johnson, and it is so fun to watch him when he gets in a groove like this.
Wizards trail by 17. A minute 58 left in the fourth quarter here. Now George, beyond the arc, knocks down the trifecta.
That's a breakdown defensively. He is far too good of a shooter to leave that wide open.
From deep, Coulibaly with the rebound. Washington's gone 1 for 3 in the fourth quarter from range. Now Johnson. Here's Vukcevic, guarded by Okongwu. Jams it home!
Incredible! I mean, this is the NBA. The defense needs to be much better.
He doesn't slam it often, but the D can't take him lightly, or he will.
Not the greatest effort there defensively, and he took advantage.
Can't get it. The Wizards trail by 12. Johnson outside. Ooh, it misses. And it's Daniels with the ball for Atlanta.
And there's no way this margin gets closed down. Great execution of a game plan and a nice win here for the Hawks.
They were the more accurate club. And in the end, that made the difference, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., you have to love their strategy. And even more, you love the execution.
And they increased their win total to 29.
And they've now won themselves a 2-1 advantage in this season series. We'll see if it's the same story when these two meet one last time.
And what a huge performance it was for Jalen Johnson.
Yeah, he was just laser focused in that game. It got to the point where you just knew if he shot it, it was going in.
Impressive job by this team. And you really can't discount the impact of this crowd here.
Yeah, the atmosphere in this arena has been unbelievable. Great all-around effort by everyone to put this game away.
Daniels against Johnson. Here's George. So we see the Hawks taking the W here. A competitive game. You have to feel like this crowd gave him a little extra edge.
Yeah, they really fed off the energy. You saw their activity level go up. Just a tremendous performance.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Grant Hill, Tim Legler, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson, thanking you for watching this 2K Sports presentation. And as we leave you, here's a look at our player of the game, Jalen Johnson.